Hi, hello there. I'm DilyDaly-Daily, and this is the Roguelite Power Hour. Today we are playing 20 Minutes Till Dawn. Now, if you don't know anything about this game, just know that it's not very difficult to understand. Uh, how do I even begin to explain this? So, basically, you play the game. I like doing the pumpkin patch. So, okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, 20 minutes till dawn. 20 minutes. Each run takes exactly 20 minutes. You can play as different characters. I've already played this game quite a bit. I actually basically completed this game fully at one point. Got every upgrade, completed on every difficulty with every weapon, got every rune, maxed out. But my save didn't carry over. So I just went for my best stuff right away, which is Cyclone Sword and just not buying any characters. My favorite character, if I remember correctly, was either Lilith or I liked Yuki, Lilith, and then I think I liked Abby because she had, or was it Abby or was it someone else? Might have been Raven, or because I think Abby had some interesting upgrades that I really liked. But yeah, basically you pick a character. I'm picking Shauna, first character, or Shanna. I think it's Shauna. I already upgraded the Cyclone Sword, so I'm gonna grab that because that's my favorite weapon by far. It's the easiest weapon I use. I've already gotten several upgrades so far, and these are just kind of the ones I like the best. I could start getting some of these, but I don't really need them. These cost more, and they're a lot better overall to have. Right now, I'm going for this, which is why I'm saving up still. And then, yeah, we're just moving up the difficulties. I like doing the pumpkin patch. It has the easiest enemies, easiest area to kind of deal with. I don't really remember. I think I just do this. Yeah, this is a very easy game. I can kind of, if I really wanted to, I could probably AFK it. But I remember there being a specific route. It's like you want to grab this first because then it reduces your damage now by 10% and not reducing your later damage by 10%. But it was that one and a couple other from that same tree. Because 10% right now, like let's say I do 6 damage. Hang on. Oh, because I start with Holy Shield, so I can go straight to these. Getting these now would not be horrible. No, getting here sooner rather than later is probably for the best. So basically, like I wasn't paying attention to how much damage I do, or I was doing. It was I think it was 4, 5. So instead of doing like you take 10% off of 5, that's only 1 damage off. But you take 10% off of 18, and that's 3, I think. I'm very bad at math. You gotta bear with me. I think I could start getting this now. But maybe the magnets would be for the better. I'll get magnet. Because if I start getting bullet speed, I start getting increased range, and then I kill things from further away. Which isn't horrible, but it makes it harder to collect stuff back. And the other thing is, too, is the reason why it's important you want to get the Holy Arts would not be bad. Let's just try to collect all these as quickly as possible. The other reason why it's important that you want to get the decreased damage right away and getting the double shot is all of the other effects caused by getting double shot. It also has the greatest benefit overall, which is just doing more damage because you're just shooting more. See, because if I got power shot right now, and then later on I got the increase to double shot, which decreases my damage even further, it cuts that 40%, or takes... It adds the 40%, increasing my 18 damage from 18 up to like 24, maybe 26, if I remember correctly. And then you take 10% off of that, or I think it might be even a decrease by 20% for that last upgrade for a double shot. It doesn't become very worth it. And then you kind of want to stick away from summons because it adds too many upgrades to the pool. So like Magic Scythe, Ghost Friend, you start getting those and you start running into issues to what might be more compatible with the builds, or at least my build that I like setting up, which is mainly bullet damage. And in higher difficulties, it becomes kind of a struggle to actually keep the damage consistent. Again, trying to stick away from the straight increases to damage while trying to complete trees that we already have started. Justice. We're moving up on the shield. Recharge. Oh, these are both from this. Excitement's the last upgrade. If I could... But then... Or these are also... Damn, I got both... Jesus, I got all 4 upgrades from this... From both of these. From the Magnetism and Holy Arts. Well... Huh. I guess trying to, because I also don't want to get this because it does 22 damage per second while Holy Shield is active. So that also gets decreased because it decreases all damage, or like the decreases 10%, decreases 20% on the next or the final upgrade of the double shot. That will also decrease this. So trying to stick away from that is a lot more beneficial. Let's just keep increasing pickup range. That's just good overall. Now it's just trying to complete that double shot before I start taking way too much damage or getting surrounded. That's the other reason I also picked the pickup. Does the faster reload or increased fire rate, because that spin will do way more damage. And this will help me stop from getting cornered. Also, really sorry about the weird lack of uploads lately. The Codenames video is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, partly because I got really busy. That dog I was talking about ended up becoming a lot bigger of a problem than expected. Go with this. Ended up becoming a lot bigger of a problem than expected. Sorry, I'm trying to just remember what I was saying. But yeah, every time I sit down to try to edit, he would make a mess of some sort, or I don't have fire or electric or anything. Oh, this might take a while, and I'm probably going to start taking a lot of damage if I'm not careful. I already am. Okay. Last upgrade, and then I can start getting the other stuff. Okay. Yes. Great start. Sometimes it gives me like the halo. Okay, so you guys don't know this. Each character has their own set of like chest upgrades, is what I like to call them. Now I can start getting the big boosters. The chest upgrades, which are essentially these upgrades that are specific to each character. So like the one I just got now, which was the increased XP gain. The reason why that's specific to Shauna is because as a passive at the start, she can reset or reroll any upgrades that she gets on leveling up. So like this right here, that's only specific to Shauna. Now getting other stuff. Right, I also can't get the arrow magic either, because that will be affected by what gets put in the upgrade pool. But yeah, I wanted to play this because it's a chiller game, and it'll help me get around actually like talking, forcing me to talk and do things. Look at excitement, because that'll finish off that upgrade, and then I can just sit here. Now it'd just be about increasing damage. Probably move away from the edge in case I kill someone out there and I can't get to the thing. Splinter is good. Justice could be better. Again, trying to just complete what we have. Justice, get that healed. But also getting Splinter can cause me to get more kills than expected. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. That guy. And I can start getting this stuff. Okay. What is something I'm already working on? Splinter. Yeah. That just works better. Keep them next to other enemies. Keep myself from getting hit by other enemies. Nah, I need to get that haste ability. The running gun one. Right, and then there's also these. So certain mini bosses won't drop chests that are specific, or that drop specific character upgrades. Instead, they'll drop these tomes. Now, the one I'm looking for, I think, would be this Tome of Power. Doesn't decrease my speed. Bullet damage decrease is not what we're looking for. I don't have any summons, so Tome of Power. There you go. See, now I can literally AFK if I really wanted to. Only thing kind of killing me on the AFK capability is the lightning that kills enemies before they get to me. Angelic, complete that. But at some point we're gonna start getting faster enemies and ranged enemies, so having the call lightning is gonna work out a lot better for us. But having rapid fire would also be a lot better, or will start becoming a lot more beneficial soon. Because being able to shoot off shots, because I think rapid fire also has an upgrade somewhere for increased, not just increased fire rate, but reload speed as well. Stalwart shield might be better. No, that's just, in the event I get hit, that's just gonna be better. It's also a solo upgrade, so that will clear from my, yep, there goes my shield. It's a solo upgrade, which means if there's the less of a chance for that to come back in comparison to the or it's a solo combo upgrade, which means it has less of a chance to come back in comparison to a completionist upgrade. Now, it could, hang on, so fire rate, max ammo, bullet spread, or bullet speed. This is going to be better. Decreasing spread's not going to be that big of a deal because my spread's already pretty large. And the increased speed makes it go... So, something that to keep in mind is the projectiles that I shoot out are not... they shoot out based on how much time or like how long they've been shot out for, not by how far they go. I always go light blade because I always go through all the holy stuff because I start with the holy shield, which makes it easier for me to get smite, which then makes it easier to get the holy, and then it's just way better off getting light blade. I've tried some of these before, and I just never really liked them. Like I don't like how curse feels just as a debuff. Just doesn't feel helpful enough. Meanwhile, smite immediately starts becoming beneficial. Even against bosses that have more health, it just doesn't feel as good in comparison. Vitality. I haven't started any of these. And I don't want fire rate. Okay. There we go. I get big shot. Pyro. Yeah, big shot. But yeah, projectiles are based on how long they are shot out for, not by how far they go. So when you increase bullet speed, speed is velocity, which is meters over time, or distance over time. Which means if you increase how fast it goes, it will inherently increase the distance it will go. That's also another reason why I like this game, is it uses math. I will take sniper. Not to mention the faster it goes, the quicker it'll hit targets, the faster they'll die. Which will only leave me with needing to get reload speed, which I think is a separate upgrade since fire rate didn't seem to have anything for it. And I probably skipped it as we were going earlier. But we're already kind of set. We're at the point now that we're... I'm going to complete this, because I don't need bullet speed right now. I do need to make sure my holy shield stays for as long as possible. So that way, the more kills I get... Or, no, it's smite kills that give me... It's smite kills, not holy shield kills, that give me the... give me my health back. Glare right now. I think haste might be better. Or I can get Reaper. Reaper rounds or Assassin. I'll get Reaper rounds and maybe I can get Assassin later. Because Reaper rounds will officially complete that tree. Yeah, this kind of becomes the game for the next minute or two. Now... Because I can get Soul Shield. And then start getting these. Or maybe I can get Assassin. Yeah. That's also why I don't get any of the summoning upgrades. Or, yeah, any of the summoning upgrades like the Tornado or the Dragon Egg or the... or anything like that. because it can neuter my capability of getting the right rolls that I actually want. See, now I get to start doing the fun stuff. So I can get Frost Mage, I can get Frost Mage, I can get Electro, I can get the Fire, the Pyro. I can start building into any of those, and it'll start becoming way more beneficial. Because toward the end, against a lot of these faster, these guys will switch out to faster guys, become a lot bigger of a problem. Okay, now Sniper is finished. But right now, while we're just trying to clear enemies, it's easier, a lot more beneficial to just start walking toward the bigger groups to kill them faster. The Ghost, that's who I was thinking of. I can get Electro or Soul. This is when I wish I had haste. It'll make walking into enemies a lot better. Right, I should explain. I got the... Actually, I can show you. I grabbed the Soul Heart increase, which I can have up to 3 Soul Hearts right now. I think at base. You can have a max of 3. They recharge after 30 seconds. I think. Yeah, I can have a max of 3, 90 seconds. It takes 90 seconds for it to fill, and I don't really want Ice Sword. I'd rather just keep increasing. Soul Heart increases my damage now, so because a lot of the Soul Heart upgrades give you another Soul Heart, and this is also going to take longer than 20 minutes. I already looked over. It took 20 minutes just to get here, but from now on, I'm not gonna waste time explaining. That was a reload upgrade. I just saw it. I'm not gonna waste time explaining. I'm just gonna run through these. There we go. Yeah, now we're getting to the enemies that take a little bit longer to kill, so freezing them is a lot more beneficial. And I don't like any of those. Or any of these. I guess we're grabbing haste. A little bit not to my liking. But that's the other thing, is when you start completing the trees you want, sometimes you can get really unlucky and just you have to get an upgrade you don't want. But sometimes before I do a reroll, I gotta really think about whether or not it's worth doing the reroll and potentially getting a really bad selection on the reroll versus what I already have. Right there, I did not really think about it. I was just kind of going for it. Right, I started talking about it earlier. Yeah, the Codenames videos took a lot longer than expected. Technically, it didn't. Actually, I already talked about that. The dog I was taking care of was, like, every time I finally get around to making some decent progress on the video, dog would kind of become an issue. Damn, lost the shield. But now the dog is back with my parents, so I don't need to take care of him. And this is another reason I really like the ice. This specific boss, or a lot of bosses really, because the bosses will freeze. The frostbite doesn't do anything to them, but the freeze by itself is just really good. Damn. I don't love the... Dang, I lost a soul heart too. I don't really like the Halo pieces. They help me with selections anytime there's something I don't, or like I get a selection of stuff I don't want, but like that time. But that was also because one of my slots, or both, that 2 of my 5 slots were taken up by Halos. One of them could have been Electro, one of them could have been another ice upgrade, but never know. And I also just lost my holy shield. Felt like I got all my bullet damage stuff set up already. I don't feel like I missed anything. I don't know why I'm kind of struggling a little bit right now. Or I guess I didn't get that, the bullet window thing. And I guess while I'm here, I'll also talk about, we're in the level up stage, where I can just kind of sit and do nothing. I got the Halo complete. The other reason I like Shauna. The completed Halo is just so good. But the other thing is the solo content channel. I decided I'm going to take a break from it, I guess. I felt that I wasn't really giving you guys good enough content. Just kind of leaving it at that. Because it didn't feel very fulfilling to me, and I don't think it was that enjoyable to watch comparatively to the Rocket League video. I know the Escape Academy one wasn't that great. Even as I was editing it, I kind of felt that it wasn't as good comparatively. And so from now on, I decided I'm going to focus on making content that I just enjoy doing, rather than waiting for, or rather than just getting rid of footage that I don't feel would make a good video. Like Escape Academy was kind of a one-off. I don't really like the 1v1 stuff was kind of fun. Might be decent content. I haven't combed through it yet because I still haven't finished the Codenames video. Running gun, soul expand. I'll take running gun. But yeah, I just decided I'd rather do more friends content. Not to mention, low key, the friends content makes better clips that I can use for TikTok and Instagram, which I want to start posting on. So there is that. Meanwhile, the Roguelite channel is just kind of a pet project. I like doing it. I have a lot of fun doing it. It's just kind of a just for me thing, though. It's a way for me to unwind, a way for me to get around to playing roguelites I just haven't gone around to doing. I also don't think, while I think it's a good idea that I have the Patreon the way it is, with unedited content and stuff, I think the solo content doesn't really fit. That sucks. This is really good, though. I don't have any dodge, so losing dodge wouldn't mean anything to me. Burn damage, lightning damage, and freeze duration. But I'm getting all of those right now. Huh. Right now, as is, the Patreon is just kind of where I put content that I feel like I could post normally. Like, if I were to post all of Expedition 33 unedited, that would probably be a lot more interesting, or a lot more of a interesting thing to watch comparatively to the edited versions that I keep posting. But as of right now, I don't know if I want to even continue the Expedition 33 content. Not even because it's not getting views, but because it's just not... It doesn't feel like a game I want to play in post. A lot of people that I've seen play Expedition 33 usually do narrative retellings where they voice over it and they talk about it, and they don't really like show off playing in the game aside for like tutorial channels and videos explaining certain things about the game. It just doesn't fit my style of just playing the game and then showing it off. Ooh, I gotta be careful about the next upgrade I get then. And so depending on how it is I end up coming back to Expedition 33, I think, or not Expedition, come back to the solo channel. I think it'll just be better off that I stick to videos that I can just, or stick to series that I can play and just post long form unedited versions of, and the Patreon will have to be exclusive content that just doesn't fit on YouTube, stuff like reactions and whatever all. That's mid. I've never seen that before. Never seen that upgrade. Just random chance, I guess. And I don't really get hit, so I'll just stick with that. Because I've already pre-recorded some stuff for the solo channel for after I finish. Well, what happened was I was originally going to play multiple games, kind of like how the Rad Brad does, like think that kind of style. But what I ended up landing on was sticking to one game until I was done. Except, obviously, that didn't really work out because of how I was recording, how I was posting them. Specifically with Expedition 33. Sifu was a game I was going to play for the solo channel, and I recorded it way before Expedition 33 came out. But when I started playing Expedition 33, I felt that it was, you know, it was trendy, people have been playing it, it was fun, it was interesting, it would do well on a channel, on a new channel, just because people are looking for more Expedition 33 content. And while that's still true, I don't think it works out for me as well if it's just not content that is fun to watch or engaging to watch. Not even engaging, but just not personalized. Because it's just me and my friends dicking around, and then you guys are along for the ride. Which isn't horrible. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not... I'll do quick hands. It's not horrible, but it's also just not me. Because Sifu I recorded by myself, just sitting alone, recording and playing the game. Which would be a lot more akin to a legitimate playthrough, because I felt the need to commentate rather than wait for my friends to say something and then respond to it. So it would be a lot easier for me to, or a lot more, I'd feel a lot more comfortable posting that, rather than posting me playing games my friends were watching. If that makes any sense. Also realizing just how much audio mixing I'm going to have to do, because this game seems like it's kind of loud on OBS, and it's about as loud as I am. But that is for me to worry about later. Wait. No, I don't have that yet. Death clip. That's also the other thing. The thing I'm going to worry about later is I always render my videos after recording them, even these ones. Because the Roguelite Power Hours are recorded in one shot, unedited, posted straight to YouTube after I render them. Now, why is that? Wow, that's fucking awesome. But why is that? That's because YouTube compresses the shit out of a video because of its encoder system. I was reading up on it and I was trying to figure out the right bit rates, which is why I kind of don't want to continue Expedition 33, because I already deleted the source files for the Expedition 33 content that I've already posted, specifically the ones on YouTube, which is part 1 and 2. I still have parts 3, 4, 5, 6, but parts 1 and 2, the quality of those videos is atrocious. And I didn't realize that until far later, when I had already posted the 2 parts and I had posted several other videos on other channels, which by that point on the other channels I'd already kind of mitigated it. But those videos aren't as important to have high quality in comparison to Expedition 33. Also run complete. Wait. Rune Soul Heart. Wait, nope. This. Darkness 4 Pumpkin Patch. Darkness 4 Pumpkin Patch. Play. And so, because of how Expedition 33 kind of came out, I'd rather start a new game with the new knowledge I have now with how the quality of the videos is meant to be, which I basically found out I need to increase the bitrate from what I had it to, because I record everything 1920 by 1080, which means 1080p video. Except what ends up happening, I'm also realizing that double shots say bullet damage. See if I can get bullet damage really quick. Nope, holy arts. But what was I saying? Right. I ended up looking up how to fix my bitrate problem because I record everything in 1080p. 1080p 120 frames. Which basically means when they get downscaled to 60 frames through DaVinci, which is the recording software I use, it doesn't take as big of a hit. Which is good. It's a good thing. However, when it gets rendered out, if I do the best bitrate possible, it overloads my drive and goes over 120%, which leaves me with a video I can't post, edit, or access, which means I have to re-render the video. So I have to manually select how it comes out. So what I do is I increase the resolution to 2K, which is 20 something by 21 something. I don't really remember. Or no, it's like 20 something by, I don't remember. It's something, it's a weird number that I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's 2K. Basically, it's a little bit less, or it's more than the 1440. However, that only fixes the resolution problem. The other problem is for each, I don't know the full explanation for it. I will be 100% fair. I'll just do this. Each pixel within the resolution is uploaded or is rendered bigger or smaller based on the bitrate, I think is how it works. So let's say it's 1920 by 1080. It means each little dot, each little pixel across the area is increased in size comparatively to how many bits are inputted into the render. And what I found out is I was rendering everything in what I was supposed to, or I was rendering everything in what was essentially meant for 720p videos, which meant my 2K resolution meant nothing. So instead I upscale it to 2K and render it in, instead of, I think I had it to 20 megabits per second. Well, I was initially doing 16, then I was doing 20, then I was doing 32. What I then found out after a while was that I need to be rendering it in 60. Yep. 60 megabits per second. Or roughly. It might be like 61 or something like that. But based on what I've seen quality-wise and through a little bit of research I've done here and there, it's pretty evident I needed to increase my bit rate from what I had it to up to 60, because it kind of plateaus. Like if you go over 60, it doesn't really fit. If you go under 60, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're down by 30, which is where I was at, it makes a big deal for rendering and processing. I should not get that. Divine Blessing. And so, yeah, I'll render this one in 60 megabits per second, and I'll see how this turns out comparatively to the other videos that I rendered in 32 and 20. The 20 for Expedition 33 was definitely really bad. The 32 that I did for Rocket League wasn't horrible, depending on if you watched it on a phone or if you watched it on a computer. On my computer, it looked like shit. On my phone, it looked fine. So I definitely need to tinker around how it is I render my videos. But most definitely, I think 60 should work the best overall, hopefully. Getting that early isn't horrible. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I should be careful about completing the Halo, because I think the Halo gives me increased bullet damage. So I need to finish my other ones first. But yeah, I'm hoping that with the 60 megabits per second, it fixes my bitrate problem, and then future uploads will look a lot better. Right, and something else I've decided to start working on is editing for other people. I enjoy recording and editing my videos, except they kind of take a while, and part of the reason why they take a while is because I don't like how I sound, and a lot of the time I don't feel as though I'm interesting, but I like other people, or just people. I enjoy people. I think people are funny. I can look at people objectively, business-like, professionally, and I can also enjoy their content. So I've opened up a Fiverr. I need to finish publishing the gigs available and custom jobs and stuff. But once it's up, you guys, if you're a up-and-coming content creator like how I'm trying to be, you guys can look into asking for my services in editing. Because trust me, I do it. You guys have seen the Rocket League's probably my best work so far, and the rendering was kind of a problem. However, that was horrible. However, what I can tell you is I'm quick and efficient, partly because all of my edits are very simple, but I can comb through a lot of footage very quickly, and if I'm doing something for anyone other than myself, I am very quick at doing quick edits like subtitles and quick cuts, transitions, Not to mention if I do work for pay and not just for the sake of it, like how I do for, like how I'm doing right now for Power Hour and my friends' content. If I do it for pay, I'm a lot more motivated to actually do it and get it done. And comparatively to other editors in my field that actually, like, have an established experience and things to call back on and people to ask for jobs and stuff, I don't have any of that. I am inexperienced. I am, and less paid, unmotivated. But I have pretty much all the time in the world. So if I'm given a deadline, I can assure you I can meet it most of the time. I will say that gets kind of muddled because when it's a deadline for myself, I don't feel as though I'm obligated to complete it on time, which is kind of a problem with me, not deadlines in general. It's more of a high school problem. I'm not in high school, but in high school I had an issue with deadlines. I felt that I didn't need to complete things on time because they didn't matter, because I had bigger issues going on. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to make you guys my therapist. I'm also not here to make things fun. I'm here to talk about the game and to do good in the game, because I have fun doing good and playing video games. So play video games I will. Is the Halo done? Nope. I kind of wish I got the ×3 upgrade early on, because then I could have gotten like Power Shot or Big Shot and gotten the ×3 upgrade, which would have really mitigated the damage loss from fuselage and double shot, whatever they were called. I can just look at them. This one. It doesn't tell me the name. Whatever, that one. Light blade. Right, that's shoot! Oh, okay. That's something else that's important. It's always those same 3 types of upgrades. In case you're wondering. I'm probably going to be able to fit in another run, potentially, if I just start picking shit right away. Second I see them. Damn, that did not clear anything. We're in the level up stages. Here. To make up for my little therapeutic sesh, even if I complete this run after an hour, I'll do another one. I really wish I got sniper. As a slight side note too, if I do get a job, or not job, if someone does pay me to edit their videos, it gives me a reason to tell my brother to leave me alone so I can sit in my room and edit. Even though it is 5 times more likely I've already completed the job and I just want my brother to leave me alone. For those of you that have siblings that you live with, you know what I'm talking about. Also, for those of you wondering how it is that somehow this is entertaining, I want you to remember a time in your life where you sat and did something potentially just like this. They played a clicker game. Y'all remember Clicker Heroes? Cookie Clicker? Or games like that? How about the Papa's games on Cool Math Games? Or a lot of those Cool Math games were kind of like this. Well, except, only difference is, I got this for free. If you guys wanted to play this, you'd have to pay for it. Unless it's free again at some point. That actually reminds me. I was struggling to figure out what other roguelike games I could play for this channel without dipping into other games that aren't games I've already played before, like Slay the Spire, because Risk of Rain was a really good double time variant, or a double time game to play, because I've already played the game, but I haven't played a lot of the characters. Although that Artemis run, was it Artemis? Huntress. The Huntress run was immaculate. So many things went right during that run. However, the thing the thing I was struggling with was trying to figure out what I should upload on this channel that's new, or that isn't a game I've already played a shit ton of. Because Risk of Rain 2, it's like I haven't played a lot of the characters because I hyper-focused unlocking characters like the Mercenary and the Artificer, and then didn't play anyone else. Like, literally anyone else. Because I just didn't... Holy... This was... That... I think I have to. These enemies are too much of a hassle to not have them frozen. Right now my soul hearts are kind of saving my butt. Next upgrade's tripled. Okay. Now we are free for 2 seconds. Anyway. Right, I was struggling to figure out a game, and I just remembered, while I was talking about how I got this game for free, I got it for free on Epic a long time ago, was I think I've gotten a few roguelites for free on Epic. I don't know if it's a roguelite, but there was this game I was looking into called Ring of Pain. Apparently it's got some Twitch plugins, among other things, or whatever. But, because I was looking at Steam, and I was like, I don't know any other roguelites that I have on Steam that I, like, want. And as I was looking, it kind of hit me. I was like, oh yeah, I have 20 minutes till dawn. And it hit me just now again that I have other roguelites on Epic that I can download and play for you guys without having to dip into games I've played the ever-living shit of with a bunch of the different modes and types. And also, if you think that's kind of cheap because I'm playing this game and I'm doing the exact thing that I always do on every single run of this after already completing all the major stuff, I wanted to play a game that I could commentate easily over and kind of low-key AFK without having to stress or unfocus from, or without having to stress or focus heavily on. And no more ranged guys. So now we're set. I can just kind of walk into the bigger crowds and get plenty of XP. I'm not doing a lot of damage. That's what I'm talking about. That's so much better. Do I have Splinter? I don't feel like I have Splinter. Wait, what was the upgrade that got tripled? Huh. Well, that doesn't feel very worth. I mean, I guess I'll never not have my shield. But, like, damage-wise, I don't feel like I got anything. Like, efficiency-wise. And I guess that makes me immortal. It means I could just sit here and do nothing and not die. But... I really don't feel like I have Splinter. You guys like pizza? Pizza's always been one of my favorite foods. If you're wondering why I'm talking about this, I don't know. Pizza's been on my mind a lot. There's Shatter. I was looking for Splinter. Anyway, I guess Shatter works just as good. But yeah, I don't know. Lately, I've been thinking about pizza. Like every time I'm thinking about something, it just comes to mind. It also, like, since I was a kid, it's always been like I'm like trying to remember something that I couldn't think of. Like I'll be in the middle of math, or like I remember second grade in particular is when I realized I was doing this. Was I had this like phrase or like set of words that I would think of to get back my train of thought, even though it had nothing to do with what I was actually thinking of during the original train of thought. That would be really good. That would also be really good. Yeah, and then I'll get the vigor upgrades. Anyway, yeah, what ended up happening was I was trying to think of my multiplication tables, I think, and I couldn't remember. Or I was trying to remember a book I read for reading along something. It was something to do with an assignment, and I couldn't remember. I just started thinking these phrases, these words, and it was always like I'd sit there and be like, man, what was I just thinking about? I was thinking about Ben 10 Transformers Power Rangers. Is kind of like that was the phrase. It was like Ben 10 Transformers Power Rangers. And then lately, food, like as time went on, I realized I was doing it, and B, as I was realizing I was doing it, I started changing it. Mostly intentionally, where instead of thinking of Ben 10 Power Rangers Transformers, instead I was thinking of lasagna, spaghetti, pizza, because I like all those foods. I'd go lasagna, spaghetti, pizza. It'd be my head. And at some point I'd flip flop back and forth between like Ben 10 Transformers, spaghetti, pizza, lasagna, and then at one point I think Garfield, just because I liked that movie, and I also liked lasagna. I felt connected. I felt seen. Anyway, yeah, I just like. Does anyone else do that? I don't know if anyone's ever gonna see these videos of me talking to myself like this, but like, I remember asking someone like if they did this, and they kind of did, but it wasn't quite the same. Like I would try to remember something, and these words would come to mind. It'd be the only things I'm thinking of, and at some point after thinking those things, I'd go back to the original train of thought. Like I'd been doing it the entire time here when I'd forget what I was talking about. I'd go from talking about what I'm talking about right now, and I wouldn't remember, and then I'd go pizza. And I'd just keep going. And it's been happening a lot more lately. I don't really know why. Maybe it's like a subconscious idea or a thought that just pops up for no reason. Not for no reason, but just like maybe a food craving that I don't realize I have. But I don't know. Because it's not even like I'm doing it when I'm hungry. It's just doing it to do it. Like, I'm not even, like, in the middle of doing anything when I'm doing it. Or, like, eating or anything. Like, I look around in the kitchen. Because it's not like, oh, I'm trying to remember what I was going to eat for dinner or something, and I'm walking around the kitchen, and then I go, pizza! It's like, no, it's... I'm sitting, trying to remember a scene in a TV show, and I go, pizza! Scene has nothing to do with pizza. I feel like I'm not getting a lot of solo upgrades. I got this one, and that was it. All the other ones have been build-ups. Like, part of their regular trees. I also haven't gotten... I think I got Vigor, actually, once or twice there. I wasn't paying attention. I haven't had Pyro Mage in a while. This is really kind of obnoxious. Are you serious? I'd rather get Glare, but let's see if we can get something else. Yeah. I already have a running gun, so I can move. Before anyone points out that maybe I would be good at Undertale, I want to make it very clear I'm only good at this because these are very slow-moving targets. And I'm very confident that I'm not going to get hit. I also suck at rhythm games and a lot of bullet hells, so do not assume I'm going to be capable, because the only reason why this works in this game is because I'm very aware of the red ball of death coming at me. That'd be pretty cool, but this gives me more health and makes me do more damage because of that other thing I got earlier. Like, yes, there's a lot of things happening on screen, but the only things red on screen are the irises on the eyeballs, my scarf, my sword, and then the balls of death. And the highlights on some bosses. So it's very easy to pick out. I think we're at the point now I can just walk into groups of enemies and not care. I mean, I guess I could have done that a while ago. Let's see if we can get... I don't care about that. I do like that, though. I don't do enough damage to kill enemies walking into them. Doesn't matter, though. We are at an hour, but I did say we would do another one. I also kind of want to do another one, even though I don't really have anything to talk about. Damn it. That's dumb. Elite deal double damage. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright. Back to what I was doing. Or back to thinking about stuff. So yeah, to trail all the way back, does anyone else do that? Like, they just think of a phrase or a word that, like, tries to bring them back to whatever they were thinking about, even though it has nothing to do with what they were actually thinking about? Or is that just a me thing? So I'm perfectly content with thinking that's a me thing. think I'll try to get Glare this run. It's just helpful for doing damage, so I'm not stuck in the situation I was before. Which wasn't really a situation, now that I'm really considering it, but I think getting Glare would help with my damage. Since there isn't really a damage problem as is right now, but sometimes it can become a problem. Like right now, where I don't really have a direction I can go to because I'm going to get blocked right here. Well, I did say I was going to do it. Glare does 15 damage? It does. That's actually a lot, considering my slashes do 18. Okay, now I can start getting actual upgrades. That would be really good once I get freeze. Wonder how that works for like Splinter and Overload. I guess Overload would probably just make it so lightning strikes enemies, or they would burn and lightning would be able to strike them and let them explode. Great start. Further I increase my vision, the more damage, or the more Glare can affect. The quicker they'll die. At least for right now. Reroll Power Shot. Back to 15, 18, or back to 18. Right, I went straight to that. Look at this. Getting more damage now would be... Or getting more damage sooner would be a lot more beneficial than finishing up upgrades. I think I need cryo sooner rather than later. It's something I've kind of struggled with throughout the runs. Is once I hit a boss, I start struggling a bit on my positioning and getting stuck around enemies. Having freeze would be a lot more beneficial for that. I think I remember telling myself that the last time I played this game. See if I can... I'm not going to be able to level up in time. Boss is going to come in 4, 3, 2, 1. Or is he coming in 14? Nope. Especially this boss. This boss is a nightmare. Not really, it's a lot more help. It's a lot easier to kill him when you have freeze. And it's not going to give it to me. Stretch a little bit, relax. My shoulder kind of hurts. I dodged. You know what this guy kind of reminds me of? Or the boss? He reminds me of an enemy, or not enemy, a creature from this show called Monsuno. If you know what Monsuno is, you're a real one. And you're old as shit. Or you have Amazon Prime. Or your parents have Amazon Prime. I don't know. I don't know you. I recently tried to start rewatching Monsuno, because there's a lot about that show I don't remember, like, at all. Like, there's stuff I remember about it, like the first couple episodes, how it kind of ends in this, like, in the series. But I don't know what happens in between. I don't really remember what's going on. Because back on Nicktoons, you remember every pilot for most shows, right? Like Monsuno. I don't really remember a lot of the pilots on Nicktoons. I remember just a lot of pilots for a lot of shows, though. Monsuno, Selecterra, Redikai. Trying to get some to come to mind. There's Frost. Now I can relax a little bit. Man. That's gonna bother me. Redikai, Monsuno, Tenkai Knights, Selecterra. I was gonna say Bakugan, but I don't really remember the first episode of Bakugan. I remember the first episode of Beyblade, Metal Fusion, not the old. Actually, I kind of remember the pilot for the original series of Beyblade. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Well, I don't think it was the pilot that I'm remembering. I think I saw like a tournament arc or tournament match from the original Beyblade series, because my brother was looking it up on YouTube, or trying to look up the Metal Fusion tournament, but ended up ending up on the original Beyblade stuff, and he ended up watching all that on YouTube. Speaking of, y'all remember watching anime on YouTube? The the description, like the name of the anime was the description. Like the name of the anime was kind of sounded ridiculous as hell, but nowadays it kind of just sounds like a whacked out isekai name or a light novel anime name. Like, you really think about it. Some of those names for those YouTube or the anime that were posted on YouTube, like they were Hero. What was it? I remember it was like Chivalry of the Failed Knight's name was like Hero of the Underground Defeats. So like you get the idea. It's some weird name that doesn't make any sense. That I wonder if I even need to shoot. It would still be better if I shot. But yeah, like those were some weird days. You know what I mean? I remember watching so many anime on YouTube, not knowing the opening for a lot of anime. And nowadays, like, I know the show mostly, like, as close as you can get to knowing the show without actually having watched it, like, fully. And then, like, not knowing the anime opening, or side characters, or just character names in general. Because most of the time they were dubbed, and the name for the dub, like in dub, was weird as hell. Like, it was a weird time. It was also kind of nice. Like, no one ever asked me what anime I know about or what I watch. Although that's also kind of nice now, talking to people about anime. It's like, not like talking to people about anime, but like having people ask about anime and then like actually knowing what anime they're talking about and being able to give them info about it. I've had that happen a couple times. I actually had that happen in a video for Rematch, the new soccer game. I'll be trying to post that at maybe this week. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because I'm trying to fill in an extra day. Because I didn't post yesterday. I think Sundays are going to be a break day. Or I say break day. Are going to be a day I don't upload. I might edit. But Sundays I don't think I'll post. I'll post the same for Roguelites. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those aren't changing. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday won't change. Sunday and Thursdays aren't going to be solo content while I'm holding off on those for right now. So Thursday might be more Friends videos. So I'll be posting Friends Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which will be 2 days apart. And then Sunday will be a break day, which was kind of the original schedule back when I was first workshopping it. Because originally I was only going to do 2 channels, solo and friends content. But now I don't want to do solo content. Or not that I don't want to do it, I don't feel fulfilled doing it. So I'll do friends and roguelite content, because roguelite content is really easy. Or at least I feel it's really easy. Because I don't actually have to do anything, I just get to play games. Games I really enjoy. But aside from that, damn. I was so set until I wasn't. These bats gotta break off. Yeah, it's about time I start bumping these. Did I get the triple upgrade? No, I didn't. I'm going to die. And I don't have Holy Smite's upgrade to get the Holy Shield back. There it is. Be a little bit more risky, but I am not doing enough damage to warrant being risky. Can I do anything to mitigate that now? Reload and fire rate. Just need to make it to 7 minutes, and then these fucking eyeballs will stop spawning. kill the existing eyeballs, and then we're fine. Halo. Okay, we're clear. Make our way this way to pick up the XP that I left behind. Kind of wasting my time doing this, but yeah. Now we go back to XP clearing these guys. Do any of you guys, like, consider watching a show, like, watching, like, a recap? Not like a recap, where, like, they summarize everything that's going on screen, and just, you're basically watching the movie, but, like, you watch someone's reaction to it, but it's the YouTube edited version, where, like, they kind of, like, cut out certain scenes of the movie and all that. Because I guess I'm saying that, but I also haven't done that with a video, or with a series or a movie that I haven't already seen. I recently did it with some people reacting to How to Train Your Dragon movies, which I love. But I was gonna say that I recently rewatched them, which technically wouldn't have been true, since I didn't rewatch them. I just watched some people rewatch them, or watch some people watch them. And they skipped over a lot of scenes. Well, actually, speaking of the How to Train Your Dragon movies, you guys watch the live action? I haven't. And I don't think I will. Not even because I don't think it's going to be bad, or not because I think it's going to be bad. I just don't feel interested. I don't feel like it's for me. Like, I enjoy the animated movies because I enjoy animated movies. I like anime, I like cartoons, I like, mature or not. Like, Amazing World of Gumball, yeah, there's mature jokes and all that. Like, it's made for families, not for kids and all that. Same with, like, SpongeBob and how all that works, but, like, it's not quite the same. Where, like, I enjoy cartoons and movies and, like, animated movies and stuff because they're animated. Like, making it live action doesn't retract anything from the animated for me. Doesn't add anything in comparison to the animated for me. Like, it kind of just doesn't do anything for me. Like, it doesn't. So I don't feel interested. It's also, like, it's a re-release of a movie I've seen easily over 100. Oh no. Realistically, I've seen it over 20, 30 times, which is still a lot, but, like, I don't feel obligated to rewatch that movie in a, like, I don't feel obligated to watch that movie in a, like, I don't feel obligated to watch a version of that movie that doesn't appeal to me as someone who enjoys animated works. Oh, that is going to be amazing. That's fucking great. Well, also, there's the velocity in action. You increase bullet speed, which will increase the distance at which it travels. You're not just increasing because the bullet lasts for a certain amount of time in the air, not travels a certain distance before disappearing. I this might be, I mean, I don't think you can get increased from 0. But yeah, the live action doesn't. I don't feel interested. It's gonna be cool. A new generation of kids is gonna be able to experience that movie for the first time, and that's great. It's just not for me. I've already experienced it for the first time. I've already watched the entire series, front to back, back to front. I've watched the animated series, or a good portion of the animated series on Netflix. Or tried to. I watched what felt like the first 15-ish episodes of Dragon's Race to the Edge, and then I started watching Riders of Berk, which was cool, but I don't know, and I didn't feel like that one was for me. It was cool to watch, and I like seeing clips of it, but I like seeing clips of it far more than I like actually watching it. So, I don't know. I'm weird. I like scrolling on Instagram and watching shows that way rather than actually watch them. Like The Rookie, I get a lot of clips of The Rookie, and now I'm gonna get even more because I'm talking about it. But I don't really mind. I like the clips I see. What I get kind of annoyed about, though, with Instagram in particular, is I get repeat clips. Like, I'll look at a reel, and I'm like, okay, and then I refresh my page, and I scroll back down to my suggested reels to just check them, and they're the same clips that I just saw. And then I go to, like, the Reels tab, and those are the same reels that I just saw. And then to make matters worse, my friends are sending me the reels I just saw. Granted, I didn't send it to them, but they're sending me reels I just looked at. It's also not even like, because I don't know, I'm weird. I don't feel comfortable liking posts, like my friends' posts or Instagram reels or anything like that. I'd rather just save them because I like the idea of being able to go to like my saved posts and watching and like looking at or like reviewing what I was looking at a certain point in time. Kind of like as a study for myself, or like study of myself, and a study of what Instagram's algorithm is like. Because depending on the time of, like, depending on the season of the year, like if it's winter and it's like family gatherings, like it's Thanksgiving, it's Halloween, it's Christmas, it's New Year's. A lot of that time, like I get, hold on. My shoulder. Ah, maybe I should have played this on the other monitor. Ah, or maybe I should have sat differently. Anyway, that hurt. Um, I'll get a lot more videos of, I guess, attractive women doing attractive women things. I don't like. I think part of it is because I tend to like pay attention to certain things about reels that pop up on my feed. Like for instance, not even just like, oh, it's hot women, no, it's more anime clips, it's big titties. Like no. Like I don't get reels the day they're posted. Usually, I get the most recent reels of someone's page typically, but it's always like a week or two later. And for those particular like reels of attractive women wearing bathing suits and stuff in the middle of December, which is what I start wondering. I'm like, how does that work? And so I look at when the post was made. The post was made back in summer, during June. I'm only seeing it then because of something with my feed or with my algorithm that's like, hey, this dude, he wants to see bathing suits. And I'm like, why? I I know I'm not that into fashion, but like I'd rather see like jackets. I like jackets. I like hoodies. Like I only ever wear hoodies. Flannels with hoodies, sweaters, zip up jackets. Specifically the zip up jackets that are straight down the middle. If you're a little weird, like how I am, neurodivergent or whatever, I don't know what I am. But you know what I'm talking about. It's gotta be the zipper down the middle. Or nothing else. Can't be that side zipper crap or the zipper down the middle, but then the flap folds over halfway. No. No. It's either the zipper down the middle with the pockets the way they normally are, or a sweater with a tunnel pocket. End of discussion. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I I always wonder about that stuff. I wonder about the kind of algorithm or whatever system is used to show off stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. That's a topic for another day. I'll talk about it more maybe on the double time if I remember on Wednesday. But yeah, that's it for today. This was the Roguelite Power Hour plus an extra half an hour. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the topics I was talking about. And right, thanks for watching. I probably should have led with that. Look forward to more Friends videos. Hopefully, I finish the current one I'm working on and post that tomorrow because Codenames is already really late. I just want to finish it, get it posted tomorrow, have that be one of the Friends videos, and then I'll post a second and third. I'll probably post the second Friends video on Thursday. That's what I'm looking at. Delta Force will still be on Saturday because I posted that on the Patreon last Saturday, so that I'll be up this Saturday. Codenames will be up tomorrow. Thursday, I'll have a brand new Friends video, never before seen. You guys won't know about it. I kind of talked about it earlier. I'm going to post Rematch because that game's fun, had some funny moments, and I talk way more in this particular Rematch recording. I'm also not going to post the first time we played Rematch because that was awful. No one said a thing because we're all trying to learn. And it wasn't even like that new player fun like I was with Rocket League. It was literally just no one saying a word and trying to learn controls. And since I've already talked over the outro, I'll just redo the outro. Thanks for watching. And if you want to see more, please subscribe, come back, and watch more Roguelite Power Hours. Wednesday will be another Roguelite Double Time. I'm just going to reiterate everything. Wednesday will be another Roguelite Double Time. I'll be doing another Roguelite Power Hour on Friday. It'll be in the description what those games will be. I don't know. I'm not sure yet as of right now. But by the time this gets uploaded, I'll definitely know. It'll be in the description, the schedule. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment to let me know what other roguelite I could play if you guys have a suggestion. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. See ya.